For over 3,000 years, an astonishing secret lay hidden beneath the sands of the Egyptian desert. Imagine trekking across those endless dunes under a blistering sun when suddenly your foot strikes something solid, an ancient hand-carved wall peeking out of the sand. This is no mirage. It's the first glimpse of a mysterious lost city entombed in the dunes. Researchers have indeed stumbled upon a secret ancient metropolis deep in Egypt's desert, a discovery so astounding that it's changing what we know of history.
In 2021, archaeologists announced this unbelievable find near Luxor. They had begun excavations there just months earlier, originally searching for the mortuary temple of King Tutankhamun. No one expected to find an entire city, but within weeks of digging, to the team's great surprise, mud brick walls began emerging in every direction, forming the layout of a sprawling settlement. It became clear they had uncovered a large city, astonishingly well preserved, with some walls still standing nearly 10 feet high. Inside the sun-baked rooms were tools, pottery, and other everyday objects left behind as if their owners had just stepped away for a moment. News of the discovery spread quickly, sending shockwaves through the archaeological community. It turned out this was the largest ancient city ever found in Egypt, buried under the sand for millennia. Some experts hailed it as the most significant Egyptian archaeological find since the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb nearly a century ago. Why such excitement? Because the site had remained essentially untouched for over 3,000 years, a snapshot of ancient life preserved as if frozen in time by the desert. Archaeologists soon determined exactly what city they had uncovered. It was the long-lost city of Aten, built around 34 centuries ago by Pharaoh Amenhotep III during the height of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Amenhotep III's reign was a golden age of wealth, art, and power, and this city, sometimes called the dazzling Aten, was a center of his empire, filled with grand palaces, temples, workshops, and bustling neighborhoods. Ancient records spoke of its splendor, but many foreign expeditions had searched for it in vain until now. For all its prosperity, the city's story took a dramatic and mysterious turn. After Amenhotep III's death, his son Akhenaten came to power and made a radical break with the past. He rejected Egypt's traditional gods in favor of worshipping the sun disk Aten alone, even changing his name and upending the kingdom's religion. In doing so, Akhenaten abandoned his father's city entirely, leaving its buildings and inhabitants behind almost overnight. The royal court moved to a brand new capital far away, and the city of Aten was largely left to the sands. That loss turned into modern archaeology's gain. It meant everything that remained here stayed exactly where it was when the last residents vanished. As excavators carefully cleared the site, they found themselves essentially walking through the streets of an ancient ghost city. They identified distinct districts. One quarter held an expansive bakery, complete with ovens and clay storage pots still in place, as if the bakers had just finished their day's work. In another area stood rows of houses, their mud brick walls connected by a peculiar zigzagging barrier, possibly an ancient security gate controlling access to a richer estate or palace sector. The city was full of workplaces too. Archaeologists uncovered workshops with spinning wheels for weaving, and they even found casting molds used to craft amulets and decorative items, evidence of a bustling production of jewelry and ritual objects. Everywhere they looked were signs of daily life, bits of dried bread left in ovens turned to ash, pottery vessels, and tools lying where they were dropped, all painting an incredibly vivid picture of a thriving community. Some discoveries at the site were downright eerie and unexpected. Inside one crumbled building, the team found the skeletons of 2 cows or bulls buried right into the floor of a room, an extremely unusual practice that left researchers puzzled. Nearby, they uncovered a human skeleton sprawled out with arms extended and a rope wrapped around the knees, an unsettling scene that raises chilling questions about what happened in this city's final moments. Were these the results of ancient rituals, or perhaps victims of some sudden calamity? No one is sure yet. These mysterious burials are still being analysed, adding an element of suspense to the site's story. Alongside such mysteries, other artifacts have given stunning insight into ordinary life in the lost city. For example, the excavators found a large clay jar still packed with what turned out to be about 20 pounds of dried meat, essentially an ancient pantry stash. Incredibly, this jar bore a hieroglyphic inscription indicating it was prepared in year 37 of the king's reign for a festival, and it even named the butcher who made it. It is as if we have a labelled piece of kitchen inventory from 3,000 years ago. Walking through this excavation has been likened to stepping into a time machine. One archaeologist on the team described how, as she wandered the preserved streets with tall walls still intact on either side, she half expected an ancient Egyptian to round the corner at any moment. The city has even been dubbed an Egyptian Pompeii, a reference to the Roman city frozen in volcanic ash, because here in the desert, the sands preserved a moment in time from ancient Egypt with astonishing completeness. Since this place was never built over or disturbed after it was abandoned, it truly is a time capsule. The beds, the dishes, the workshop tools, all are still there, whispering stories of a day in the life of a long-vanished civilization. As astonishing as it is to find a lost city buried beneath desert sands, not all of history's secrets lie on dry land. In fact, our next journey plunges beneath the waves to explore another ancient city, one hidden underwater, a place that seemingly shouldn't exist at all. If you thought this desert discovery was unbelievable, just wait until you see what mysteries lurk beneath the sea.
There's huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all. Or if looked at by archaeology, looked at only minimally. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves, and that's why Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world.